Happy New Year's, everyone. Today you're most likely heading into completing your first month of your New Year's resolution goals. So I thought that now is a great time to shed some light on how you can stick with your original goals instead of quitting. In fact, studies show that approximately 80% of all New Year's resolutions fail, and most do so within less than 2 months. So in this video, I want to highlight 7 reasons why you most likely will not reach your New Year's resolution. But, and I do mean but, I'll later provide 7 solutions on how to succeed in your New Year's resolutions and not become a part of the 80%. Let's get started. The first reason why most athletes will not achieve their New Year's resolution is due to society's emphasis on ideal results and effort. Most people fail to achieve their goals simply because society places so much emphasis on the all-in approach. All-in simply means that the athlete needs to attack the New Year's goal with everything they have and cannot accept anything less than perfect. This societal ideology and pressure often results in the perfectionist mentality from the athlete, where he or she takes on too much too soon. Therefore, quitting before a habit can ever be established. Let's take an example of applying for a gym membership. Research shows that gym membership spending increases by 42% in the beginning of the year, yet the increase in gym attendance only lasts for about 2 months among most gym members. Now, why is this? Well, because most individuals set their goals far too perfect among societal standards. For example, some athletes may start by setting a goal to work out at the gym 90 minutes a day, 5 days a week. This may not sound like much, but for gym members who are new to the routine, it often results in burnout. Which brings us to reason number 2 of why most athletes will not achieve their New Year's resolution. Reason number 2 is due to what's called willpower. Willpower is defined as the ability to control oneself. The problem with willpower is that it's limited and is heavily dependent upon stress levels. For example, let's say that you start your New Year's resolution off great the first 4 weeks, and along the way, your life gets busier. Maybe your competition season just started, and you also have academic and family responsibilities that have increased as well. These added responsibilities have now added more stress amongst you, which has also affected your sleep. The next day, you wake up and feel bad, tired, and weak. Your willpower is reduced and most likely end up skipping out on committing to your new New Year's resolution goals. Therefore, you're on your way to becoming a part of the 80% who didn't make it. Let's now discuss reason number 3. Reason number 3 is mindset. An athlete's mindset is one of the most important contributing factors on achieving their New Year's resolution. Choosing to commit to a task that you truly believe you can fulfill versus a task that you're very unsure about will help you determine your resolution. Therefore, you never want to start off a New Year's resolution task with a belief system that is not aligned with your goals. There's a famous quote by Henry Ford, which is most likely a modified version from Confucius, stating, "Whether you think you can or you think you can't, you're right." Make sure that before you go into any New Year's goal, that you truly believe you can achieve it. The number 4 reason is due to the resistance to discomfort. The resistance or lack of resilience to discomfort is a major struggle when it comes to athletes sticking to their New Year's resolution. One problem of this is due to reorientation. Whenever an athlete resists a new goal, they often take more breaks, which greatly delay their progress. This leads to reorientation. Reorientation is when the athlete tries regrouping their momentum from stopping their daily routines. One powerful example that often breaks athletes' routines are distractions. Reorientation often delays progress even more, as it takes more time for the athlete to refocus and recommit both physically and emotionally. Number 5 is becoming your worst enemy. Your self-talk is critical when going after your New Year's resolution. Many athletes struggle with talking themselves out of their commitment and focusing on all the physical pain and the amount of time of their commitment. This daily self-talk makes it very hard to reach success. The sixth reason why most athletes do not exceed in fulfilling their New Year's resolution is due to quitting. Yes, this one is quite obvious. However, it needs to be recognized as quitting is the only thing that will truly stop you from achieving your New Year's goals. And I'm not just talking about physically quitting. I'm also talking about mentally quitting. Finally, the seventh reason why most athletes do not succeed in reaching their New Year's resolution is due to walking alone. Walking alone simply means that most athletes try to take on their New Year's resolution by themselves without any outside help. This makes it very difficult for the athlete, as they're lacking anyone who can help push them and advise them on how to keep going and on how to keep improving. So, now let's move on and discuss 7 solutions on how to succeed in your New Year's resolution goals. But before moving on, please make sure to like the video if you haven't, as it greatly helps out the channel's algorithm and ensures that I can reach out and serve a greater community of athletes. Also, if you're interested in staying up to date on the latest mental toughness tips and more, please subscribe to the channel. I'll be releasing new videos every week. Okay, so the first solution to succeeding in your New Year's resolution goal is to align it to a purpose. A purpose simply means that it's something that is greater or of more importance than oneself. This can be many things, and although I can't tell you exactly what your purpose should be, I can give you some examples from other athletes. When going after your goals, you may attribute them to going after a greater purpose, such as succeeding in your goals for the joy that it brings in your loved ones, or for all of those who have believed in you throughout the years. Your purpose may even be on your future impact on the world as you reach more and more success in your sport. Also, your purpose may be one that is spiritual and that is attributed to your faith. The second solution is to start small. As mentioned earlier about willpower, since our willpower is limited, we must first establish habits. Therefore, when you set your New Year's goals, aim to see them all the way through and value that part of your goals as success instead of striving for idealized results. For example, going back to that gym membership example I shared with you earlier, one of the best solutions to succeeding in going to the gym is not to create an elaborate schedule of 90 minutes of training for 5 days a week, but to simply walk through the gym door. Yes, just walk through the gym door. It may sound like the goal is set way too low, but having worked with thousands of talented athletes, I can tell you that most of them are highly competitive, and all it takes is for them to get started, and their competitive nature kicks in. So, just set your goal very small, and you're well on your way. This now brings us to the third solution: show up. That's right, show up. Just like starting small, you want to make sure that you always show up to your goals. But in order to do that, you need to believe that showing up has value. It's far better to set your goal on simply showing up than it is to idealize your New Year's resolution from the start. Remember, many good works are better than few great ones. Yes, this may be arguable because one could state that a great work is better than a good work, and that will be true. However, showing up is not a one and done action. You see, when an athlete shows up to their goals more frequently, at first, those actions may only be good. But with deliberate consistency over time, those works will become great, and oftentimes far greater than just good works. Just take a lesson from the famous Italian sculptor Michelangelo, who once stated, "If people only knew how hard I had to work to gain my mastery, it would not seem so wonderful at all." Remember, many good works become great works after consistency in working on your craft. And pursuing many great works in the beginning often results in not producing any great works at all. No one starts out perfect in the beginning, but everyone can show up. Make sure to take pride in that every day. The fourth solution to achieving your New Year's resolution is to look forward to discomfort. Athletes need to make a habit of both wanting the discomfort that comes with committing to something new and challenging, as well as accepting that discomfort is a part of success and is supposed to be there. For example, if you feel sore after training for 4 weeks, welcome more soreness and take pride in that. The fifth solution is to reward yourself to commitment adherence. This means that you want to reward yourself for every week of consistency. Of course, this should also be done inconsequentially. For example, if you're working towards eating healthier and you're able to go a week without eating any sweets, then it's important to try to avoid treating yourself to a sweet and instead reward yourself with an unrelated nutrition reward, such as renting a good movie or buying a new car. No, just kidding. Maybe a car wash instead. The sixth solution is to bring someone along in your journey. Unlike going alone, we know that having someone join you in your journey can increase your success rate by almost 80%. To add to this finding, make sure to share your goal with others who are highly motivated and also on similar paths. They don't even have to be in the same sport. For example, maybe you have a friend who's an athlete in another sport, but also wants to increase his fitness. Call that friend and ask if they want to join you in the training weekly. The seventh and final solution to achieving your goals is to be kind to yourself. So many athletes quit because when they make a mistake along the way, they mentally beat themselves up over the mistake. Remember, you're with yourself 100% of the time. Therefore, have some patience and understanding of yourself as you go through every challenge. Even more importantly, practice being compassionate with yourself and even allow for a failed day here and there. However, just make sure that you commit to never missing more than 1 consecutive day of your scheduled goal, and for no more than 1 month at a time. In other words, don't start missing every other day. If it happens, forgive yourself and commit to not missing any more days for the rest of that month. Remember, you are human, and the odds of you fulfilling your New Year's resolution perfectly are highly against you. So remember, once again, it's about showing up, not being perfect. So, there you have it. The 7 reasons why athletes struggle to achieve their New Year's resolution and 7 solutions on how to achieve them. Once again, please like the video if you haven't so already. And remember to subscribe to the channel as I want you to join us on this amazing journey of achieving your mental toughness mastery. Also, one more thing. Don't forget to check out some of the links below for more information on the company. And make sure to tune in to the SPMI podcast, where I host a new episode every week. You may find it on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and more. So, take care everyone, and see you in the next video.